She had put up warning signs to leave it alone, but the worker wouldn't listen, so Taormina grabbed her gun.
This self-employed photographer has refused to allow a new smart meter in her home. Result, a lineman pulled up and disconnected her from the grid.
Yes, companies are actually threatening to shut off your power if you refuse to allow a smart meter to be installed in your home. What you have to do is be bold enough to say no.
One of the first U.S. states where these devices were deployed was California, where dozens of local governments have issued moratoriums against the rollout.
I vigorously support this action today. I'll be voting in the affirmative both on the moratorium and on Supervisor Kinsey's proposal to send letters to the governor.
This action that we're taking today, and one that I support, is a political action. And don't be deceived that political actions don't work. Think about the American Revolution.
Ms. Wolf?
Aye.
Ms. Varp? Mr. Lavagnino? Mr. Carvajal? Aye. Ms. Gray?
Aye.
We represent people, and they can get pushed so far. And then they say that we've had enough. And I think that that's what's going to happen.
Many have now criminalized installation and are fining the utility for every device they attempt to install. As a result of a grassroots movement to spread awareness, the vast majority of U.S. states and Canadian provinces have active groups who are fighting back. And worldwide, the trend continues. Many are asserting their rights for the first time in their lives. But utilities still are not yielding, and in many areas they're attempting to impose fees for those who do not want their so-called upgrades.
An opt-out is an agreement to pay to not be harmed. An opt-out is volunteering into extortion. An opt-out says that if I don't pay you, you have the right to harm me. So that doesn't work.
They are embarking on a monstrous act of deception. They are saying one thing, but you're getting something else. And I see that as a form of extortion. You either take our energy the way we want to give it to you, or we're going to cut it off. That's extortion. That's a criminal offense. As a fraud cop, I'm just wondering when the world's going to wake up. You put a story out there, it's wrong, but what the heck? We're going to go with it. We're going to look you straight in the eye, and we're going to lie to you. What are you going to do about it?
What would you recommend from your experience that people may not understand, or that you've gone through, what they should do or what they should know?
They should know that they can change that meter, and they should do that. That is the most important part of it, is to change that meter over.
The utilities have something called a legal mechanism called implied consent, whereby our silence is golden to them. We've given them consent by being quiet. We can't afford to be quiet on this. We have to take action. This is a game changer.
These companies are betting on you saying nothing. They're betting on you quietly complying with their wishes to install these smart meters on your property. You have the right to refuse a smart meter on whatever grounds you deem appropriate.
So we're in a very strange time in history where your power company, that's supposed to be this innocent provider of electrical service, has become your assailant. And you are required, in order to protect yourself, you're required to fight back. You're required to stand up and say, no, this is wrong, and I'm not going to permit it.
It's that a device that is broadcasting and receiving wireless signals permanently has been surreptitiously placed in your home unnecessarily and without your permission and without proving itself scientifically. This is a test case for technological democracy, if I've ever seen one.
Dear Big Brother,
I wish I could say you're acting like a brother, but unfortunately, an Orwellian big brother is what you have become. The problem is you've presumed you have the right to make decisions that are harming the quality of all of our lives, our health, and children, simply because you've been in charge of the distribution of a necessary resource in our lives.
It does not matter why you have done this. There is no right way to force unproven and dangerous technology upon the world. And history has shown that being sorry after the fact for harming people through unproven medicines, technologies, is of no help. You do not have enough money to repay the harm that you are doing to all life.
From the acknowledged dangers of genetically modified foods, to preventing new ways for people to generate energy, to invasive, untested devices for monitoring and control, you have created problems and forced false solutions in the name of saving the planet, fighting terrorism, or increasing corporate efficiency.
You have even blatantly placed career lobbyists as your corporate yes-men, as heads of the very agencies that are supposed to protect the people. Now you are deploying wireless digital surveillance and broadcast devices upon everyone without disclosure. This is a preemptory attack against the principles of a free society and a taking away of our rights to make decisions. It is not your place to make these choices for us.
By behaving this way, you have gone from an asset to society to a tyrant acting behind the cover of corporate freedom. You have gone from the brotherhood of man to the Orwellian Big Brother, who treads upon our trust and goodwill for profit and control only.
This is no longer acceptable. You and your agents will be held financially and criminally liable for your actions, as corporations and as individuals. The excuse of just following orders will be of no avail to those going along with this.
We're now at a turning point when great numbers of people, even those on your payroll, those most subject to your campaigns of half-truths and skewed science, are beginning to see higher, are being inspired to speak out and bring down your dreams of dictatorship, and are courageously creating solutions. This is just the beginning.
But as we begin to peel back the layers, we begin to realize that the smart meter issue is really more a symptom rather than a disease. And now we get it. And now we see behind the curtain.
Millions of people are starting to wake up to what's occurring. The game is on. The ball is very much in our court. You know, we have a tremendous opportunity, but we have to engage in that game.
While making this film, there was a part of me that just wanted to look the other way and put the lid back on the box I'd opened. But once I saw the magnitude of this issue, I thought of all the people in my life that I care about. And I knew that I had to share it as widely as I could. Whatever your political party or belief system, we're all in this together. And whether you came into this because of the risk to rights, or privacy, or health, or security, or cost, or something else, it doesn't matter. What matters at this point is that we set our differences aside and we stop the deployment of this technology where we live. The only people I've come across who want this program are either misinformed or benefiting from the deployment. Instead of so-called smart meters and a smart grid, we need wise people who see what's going on and who realize that we all have the power to change our situation. Change happens when you make a decision and say, I will not have one of these devices on my home. There is no legal requirement for you to have one of these meters, even though utilities are trying to intimidate people into accepting it, as if it was the law. To assert your choice and protect your foundational rights and health, you need to notify your utility, otherwise the choice will be made for you. Share this film online with everyone you know. You can also host a screening in your community or for your city council. It starts with us, but we are not alone. All around the world, this is a time of social awakening. A wave is sweeping the planet, inspiring millions of people to stand up to corrupt corporate governments. The veil of illusion is lifting, and we're all finding our voice. Because this agenda is being implemented as we speak, we all have to act now. Not only can we make a difference, but we must. Together, we will build a safer and more abundant world. For us, our children, and all future generations.
Aujourd'hui, c'est le compteur intelligent. C'est l'encouragement aussi à la filière française et j'espère européenne des compteurs intelligents. C'est aussi la citoyenneté du consommateur. C'est que le consommateur puisse maîtriser sa consommation, la comprendre, en comprendre le prix, la gérer en direct. C'est aussi l'encouragement à la production d'électricité décentralisée et c'est aussi l'accès à de nouveaux usages. Donc ce compteur dit intelligent, c'est vraiment aussi un projet de société derrière une filière technologique créatrice d'emplois, puisqu'on estime à 10 000 emplois le nombre d'emplois potentiels sur la fabrication, mais il y a aussi l'installation, il y a l'entretien, il y a les nouveaux usages qui vont être portés par ce compteur intelligent. Et donc ce que je souhaite, par la loi de transition énergétique, mais aussi par la mise en mouvement des filières industrielles et de nos savoir-faire, accélérer l'objectif. Notre objectif, là, c'est 3 millions de foyers donc équipés en 3 ans. On va essayer d'aller plus vite, puisque normalement 80% des foyers doivent être équipés en 2020. Donc si on peut aller plus vite, eh bien, on ira plus vite. Et donc j'ai l'intention d'associer les territoires, d'associer les régions, d'associer les communautés de communes, d'associer les citoyens pour que ce processus, cette feuille de route puisse s'accélérer et que les citoyens s'en saisissent vraiment comme un outil de maîtrise et de respect de leur consommation et de leurs usages.